1. Choose the correct answer. Element is the simplest form of matter that can't be decomposed into two substances or more. 2. All the following are metals except carbon. 3. Iron and copper are considered solid metals. 4. Carbon is an example of nonmetals. 5. At the room temperature, all metals are in the solid state except mercury. 6. Bromine is from nonmetals that's found in liquid state at room temperature. 7. Oxygen is a gaseous nonmetal. 8. Nonmetals exist in solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state, which is answer D, A, B, and C. 9. All the following substances have metallic cluster except sulfur. 10. All the following elements are good conductors of electricity except sulfur. 11. Which lamp is in the following electric circuits will not light? If we look carefully, we will find that the lamp or the circuit that contains the sulfur crystal will not light because sulfur is nonmetal. So the answer is B. 12. Which of the following elements is a good conductor of heat and electricity? Iron. 13. Bromine is a bad heat conductor. 14. The foil paper that's used in wrapping up chocolate shows the malleability or ductility. 15. The melting point of the following elements are high except phosphorus. 16. All the following substances can be bent or hammered except phosphorus. 17. Sulfur is a non-metal because it's a bad conductor of heat and electricity. 18. Carbon is a good conductor of electricity. 19. Gold and silver are used in manufacturing jewels. 20. Iron is used in making bridges and car chassis. 21. The car frames are shaped from iron because it's malleable and ductile. 22. Carbon is a nonmetal which is used in making the positive poles of the dry cells. 23. Cooking pots are made up of aluminium. 24. Statues are made up of copper. 25. Electric wires are made up of copper. 2. Put correct in front of the right statement and cross in front of the wrong one, then correct it. 1. Metals are the simplest form of matter. And this is a false statement because elements are the simplest form of matter. 2. Iron, aluminium, and copper are non-metals. This is also again false because they are all metals. 3. All metals have metallic cluster, but non-metals do not have. This is a correct statement. 4. All solid non-metals are unductile elements. This is correct. Nitrogen and oxygen are gaseous non-metals. This is also fine. 6. All non-metals are bad conductors of electricity. This is false. Not all of them. All of them except carbon, because carbon is a non-metal and is a very good conductor of electricity. 7. Carbon is a metallic element that's a good conductor of electricity. This is false because it's not metallic, it's a non-metallic element. 8. The melting points of all metals are relatively high. Correct. 9. Metals have low melting and boiling points, but non-metals have high melting and boiling points. Wrong, it's vice versa. Metals have high melting point and boiling points, but nonmetals have low melting and boiling points. 10. Both iron and sulfur melt at the same temperature. Wrong. They melt at different temperatures. 11. All metals are solids at the room temperature except bromine. This is false statement. They are all solids except mercury. 12. Carbon and sulfur have no luster. This is correct because they are both non-metals. 13. Mercury is a liquid non-metal while bromine is a liquid metal. This is false because mercury is a metal, is a liquid metal, while bromine is a liquid non-metal. 14. Sulfur is a non-metal element and a good conductor of electricity. This is wrong. We are talking here about carbon, not sulfur. 15. Copper is used in making electric wires. This is correct. 16. Aluminium is used in making bridges and car chassis. This is wrong. Iron is the one that's used in making bridges and car chassis. 17. The positive pole of the dry cell is made of a metallic element, which is carbon. This is false because it's not a metallic, it's a non-metallic element. 18. Aluminium is used in making foil, while carbon is used in making statues. Part of it wrong. Carbon is not used in making statues. Copper is the one that's used in making statues. 3. Write the scientific term of each of the following. 1. Each is the simplest form of matter that can be decomposed into two substances or more. This is the element. 2. Elements that have metallic cluster and have the ability to conduct electricity. They are metals. 3. Elements that haven't metallic cluster and are bad conductors of heat. Non-metals. 4. Elements that cannot be bent or pulled into the shape of wires. Non-metals. 5. Elements that are hammered to form sheets. They are metals. 6. Elements have low melting and boiling points. Non-metals. 7. Elements which are bad heat conductors. Non-metals. 8. A liquid is non-metal. Bromine. 9. The only liquid metal at room temperature. This is mercury. 10. A non-metal that has the ability to conduct electricity. This is carbon. 11. A metallic element that's used in making car frames, bridges, and street lights. This is iron. 12. A metallic element that's used in making doorknobs and cooking pans. Aluminium. 13. A non-metal that's used to make the positive pole of the dry cell, which is carbon. 14. The elements that have metallic cluster are good conductors of heat and electricity, have high melting points, malleable and ductile, and all of them are solids except mercury, which is liquid. They are all metals. 15. Elements that don't have metallic cluster are bad conductors of electricity except carbon, graphite, are bad conductors of heat, have low melting points, and are not malleable or ductile. They are non-metals. 16. A metallic element used in making statues and metallic coins. Copper. 17. An element that's used in making jewelry. It's gold or silver. 18. An element that's used in manufacturing of foil paper. This is aluminium. Now to number 4. Complete the following statements. 1. Element is the substance that can be decomposed into two substances or more. 2. Elements are classified into metals and non-metals. 3. At the room temperature, all metals are solids except mercury, which is liquid. 4. Carbon and sulfur are solid non-metals, while oxygen and nitrogen are gaseous nonmetals. 5. Bromine is a liquid nonmetal, whereas mercury is a liquid metal. 6. Iron is a solid metal while sulfur is a solid nonmetal. 7. The group of metals has metallic cluster, but the group of nonmetals doesn't have. 8. Silver is a shiny element, so it belongs to metals, while sulfur is an element that does not have metallic cluster, so it belongs to nonmetals. 9. Metals are good conductors of electricity, but nonmetals are bad conductors of electricity except carbon. 10. Copper is a good conductor of electricity, while sulfur is a bad conductor of electricity. 11. Sulfur is a bad conductor of heat, while iron is a good conductor of heat. 12. Graphite is a form of carbon element and it's a good conductor of electricity. 13. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. 14. Metals have high melting points while nonmetals have low melting points. 15. The melting point of sulfur is lower than the melting point of aluminium. 16. Metals have the ability to be reshaped, but nonmetals have not. 17. Metals have high boiling points, but nonmetals have low boiling points. 18. The positive poles of the dry cells are made up of carbon element. 19. Cooking pots are made of aluminium. 20. We use gold and silver in the manufacturing of jewels, but we use iron in manufacturing of bridges. 21. Copper is used in manufacturing electric wires and metallic coins and statues. 22. Iron is used in making bridges, while carbon is used in making electrodes of batteries. 23. Aluminium is used in making foil paper, but metallic coins are made up of copper.